Do I look like I've got a dick? Great.
Just like a
Just a
Jarch
small
dick.
one.
Yeah.
Is that how we start the podcast?
Yeah. Just look like I got a dick.
It kind of does though on these pants. It's just the illusion of the pants. I'm going to take these back to the pants store.
It's the pattern. It's the pattern of the pants.
Mr. Burgundy, you have a giant erection.
He did too. Okay.
You're back. You're back from Europe.
I'm back.
Ciao.
Grazie mille.
You got a good tan.
Thank you.
Not as tanned as me, but close.
Not nearly as tanned as you. I knew that was going to be a tough feat though.
Yeah, we can thank Franco, my Italian dad, for that.
Correct. Yeah, the holiday was good. I'm a little tired.
Really chill time, was
I'm a
it?
little hungover, a little gay, but feeling okay. Feeling good.
Good. You're happy.
Yeah. It was a hell of a fucking trip. You know what I've realised? I hate travel.
But once you're there,
Nah,
mate.
I hate...
Once you're there, it's all about the drive, and then you hit the destination, and Bob's your uncle.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head. I hate travel, but I like holidays.
Well,
So, like, getting over there, like, the fucking travel part, fuck me.
But that's life, you know, compromise.
It's a cunt. My bags are still in Portugal. All my luggage is in Portugal. Last week and a half, I had nothing. I had to go and buy shit. I was in Taormina, and I go, fuck, okay. Oh, this looks like a trendy little store. I'll go and buy some, shoes and T-shirts, a couple of T-shirts, a couple of shorts. A T-shirt was €190.
Oh, okay. So did you just stay nude the entire time?
Yeah. I was arrested 14
You're
times.
just rocking around with your cock out.
Correct. I've got a
When
very
in Rome, hey?
Yeah.
When in
Correct.
Rome.
Yeah. I looked like the statue of David. A pasty white Australian with a tiny cock walking around Taormina.
I noticed that you were rocking your Crocs over there.
Definitely rocking the Crocs.
Comfy, aren't they?
Yeah, it was, fuck, they're good. Got Steph into Crocs as well, which is grouse.
She wearing some.
Well, she put mine on because the beach in fucking Taormina it's all rocks. So it's all like pebbles and it can hurt your feet.
You need sand shoes like you had as a child.
Yeah, but she was using the Crocs. She's like, hey, these are a bit of all right. I'm like, no shit, dude. Welcome to the revolution.
Yeah.
I was like, it's so funny, all these birds telling me how cool Crocs are because a fucking Kardashian wore some the other day.
No, I've told you it's because Bieber started the Drew Crocs is why they're cool.
Oh, yeah, but the Kardashians wore them.
Yeah, that wouldn't entice me.
It's enticed a heap of birds.
I'm sure it has.
And I was like, lol, because they were considered like the dorky shoe. Anyway, really good travels. What I found funny about it though, as soon as we get into London, so it's like we've been waiting to get there, and we nailed it. Like me and Steph stayed up all night pre our flight because our flight left at 6 a.m.
I remember you telling me you were going to do that.
So and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
So I'd been awake essentially for like 40 hours by the time that we got to London. I was fucked. Fev had slept a little bit more than me, but she'd still been awake for a long time. So we get there. We eventually get to our hotel at like fucking 8:30 at night.
You're ready to just pass out.
I can't go to sleep without listening to shit.
White noise.
Or just podcasts and fucking that sort of stuff.
Your own voice. You put this one on.
Yeah, I just listened to it well over and over. And you kept me fucking awake, so I had to switch it up.
Just cheddar cream pies puts you to bed. Fuck you, Finn.
Correct. Fuck you, Finn. Anyway, we get there about 8:30 or whatever. My head hits the pillow at probably 9 o'clock. I fucking zonk out. Wake up at about 6:30 the next morning. I'm like, fucking deadly sleep. Didn't wake up once. Zonked out. Felt good. And we beat the jet lag. So then it was just like a normal day.
You're just slightly tired.
But what fucks me off is Steph and I are quite different in terms of the fact that we like different shit, right? She loves, like most girls, and especially probably eastern suburbs, private school girls, love food.
She would have had a list.
And that fucking pisses me off. So I was fuming within the first 2 days of my holiday, which I was like, I've got to relax.
Because she's going, I want to go here.
Dude, I spent 40% of my time in a fucking Uber going to, you know where we went to first? First place we went to?
That
Bill's.
Oh.
Her favourite restaurant in fucking Bondi. I go, mate, we've just travelled fucking halfway around the world to go to a motherfucking restaurant The bloke in Bondi, and it was the same
You
shit.
can get the corn fritters in London as well as Bondi.
That's what I got. I got the corn fritters. But what was pissing me off was we get there and she's like, okay, we'll go here for lunch. Then we'll do this for dinner. And I'm like, I like to go on holidays. I didn't see anything historical at all in London. I love history and shit.
Yeah.
I love seeing like old shit.
David's statue.
Yeah, statue of David. But I went to the Colosseum, couldn't get let in, was devastating because it was full. And I love history.
When in Rome.
Correct. All the great sayings.
Yeah. When in the Colosseum.
When in the Colosseum.
David and Goliath.
Kill people. So we're in bloody, and we're just going rest, and it got to the point where I'm fucking fuming, and I tend to bottle up my emotions like a man should, and not express
Just stomp
them,
around, drag
and
your
then
feet.
just release them in violent outbursts in some sort of a licensed premises.
She uploaded a funny story of you going, oh, yeah, let's go here for lunch. Oh, let's go here.
Yeah, because we're walking through Hyde Park. I swear to God, I walked through London most of the time, unless I was in an Uber, by myself, because she was fucking 2 metres behind me on her phone going, oh, let's go through the list of restaurants that people have recommended me. She's like, let's go to Hackney. I said, that's a fucking hour and a half away. Apparently this place is really good, and I don't care about food. It's about fuel for me. Put it in my belly, and then I'll just, and I'm like, I'd rather just walk around, find a pub, have a fucking pint, eat at the pub, you know what I mean?
And leave.
So we get to this, we meet one of her friends for lunch, Alice Morgan, really, really nice bird. And she's like over there, she's like just got over there, she's finding a job. And you know how it's like nice when like you're in that situation when you're traveling and you're like, fuck, I'm povo, bruz. And then some people come over like for your friend's parents or whatever and they take you out for a bite to eat. You beauty. And I said, fuck, lunch is on me. Get there. Lunch was fine. It was good.
What'd you have?
Can't remember. There was like a lamb fucking something.
Yeah, can't have been that good.
Little like tapasy shit, right? Which I don't like.
Yeah, you don't like sharing food.
No. I left lunch. It was £180 for lunch, right?
So that's about,
It's about $360, $370 for lunch. Steph gets up, she goes, yeah, that was good. I think it was just like a nice light lunch. Like I'm not too full. And I go,
light lunch?
You want to know it's fucking light? My motherfucking bank account is light. I spent €180 for you to be happy about having not too much food? Not £180?
She needed to hit the pub and get a schnitty because she's still hungry.
Then, this is why I was like, fucking these eastern suburbs, fucking private school girls taking me all the places I can't afford. So that Alice goes, oh, we'll go to this next place. Now, and then as we're walking to this next place, she goes, no, it's a little bit fancy apparently. And I go, oh, this will be the death of me, this one. We get to this joint, walk in. They didn't want us there. They were like, there was free tables everywhere. And what we learned afterwards is it's like an elite club.
Right.
Where it's like, you go there, it's a status thing. It's like not...
Celebrities go kind of thing.
Yeah. We sit down. Keep in mind, Alice said, I think it's a little bit fancy. I'm a whiskey man myself. Let me ask you a question, Lou. I want you to take a stab in the dark. How much do you reckon it was for one whiskey?
On the rocks.
Just a single shot of whiskey on the rocks.
£17.
It was £97.
Mate, it's like $200.
Mate.
97.
£97.
Not even a fancy full bottle costs that much.
Dude, so do you know what I did? Do you know what I fucking did? I went, okay, this is obviously a really fancy area that I'm in. This is some bullshit. I'm not fucking getting anything here. I don't give a fuck how awkward it is for the girls or whatever. I'm not ordering shit. I'm pissed off. Like, I'm annoyed. Inside, I'm fuming. I'm like, why do we have to go to these places? No one there looks happy.
You're not going to spend $200 on one drink just to be in this fancy status Chelsea place.
I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It actually, that shit annoys me. So what I did, I got on Google Maps and I looked for the worst rated pub in the area. Because I'm like, you know what? Judging by the people in this place, they're going to hate a vibe. Because all these cunts were the most stiff people. They were not having fun.
Yeah.
It was like they were so I got the worst rated pub in the area, 5 minutes away. I go, you beauty. I said, girls, I found a pub. Why'd you pick that one? And I didn't tell them because it's the worst rated one here. Get there. people are outside drinking on the street. There's dancing, there's singing, there's music, there's vibes. Fucking eight pounder cocktail, which is cheaper than Australia.
That's what you're after.
And you know what? We had a fucking great time. I was like, this is living. So, because
like,
they're the stiffest places, the fanciest, no one was smiling, no one was having fun. Everyone's there like reading the menu and upset that their stuff wasn't in time. I'm pissed off because it's €54 fucking thing. I'm just like, no one's ever happy. And then you go, the one night, the best night I reckon me and Fef had on our trip when it was just us because we went to Sicily, went to Taormina for a week. So she's like getting all her fucking recommendations from all her friends. Oh, this one apparently really good. Oh, great. Yeah, fuck me. They all sucked. She goes, tonight's your night. You've got to figure it the fuck out. You've been whinging about all these restaurants. And I go, you fucking beauty, mate. You beauty. So I go, let's just free flow. Go up to the main street. I said, let's stop in here. Get in there. €6. A whiskey. Can I also say these Europeans know how to pull. Dude.
Or a drink.
I was like, these can't be doubles. I'd always get a double whiskey. They bring them out in a fucking chalice. It's like a bucket. And I'm going, dude, I drink one and I'm like, I am fucking pissed. Really? So I've got to watch these blokes make this. So I go up to the bar and I'm like, mate, can I get a double Jameson on the rocks, please? He's like, yeah, no worry. Don't worry. And just goes like this. And just turns it upside down. They just free pour it, right?
Yes.
Dude, so he put some ice in it. He free poured this thing for 12 seconds. He gave it to me.
There's half a bottle
mate.
in there.
I'm not even kidding. They must go through so much piss. I would get a double. I had to start ordering singles. And then they'd pour you a single. Yeah. And it was like not that much less than the double.
Do you know what pisses me off? When you go to a nice restaurant and on the wine glasses they've got that line or like they've got a logo on there to make it like so they know not to go further. Like, come on, just free pour it.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be like 2 centimetres difference.
Correct.
In the amount of wine you're pouring. It just looks tacky. I'm sorry.
But this is the thing as well with fancy restaurants. The more you pay, the less shit you get.
Yeah, well, if you go to a fancy restaurant, you get like some mashed potato and it's the size of a pea.
Correct.
And everyone's going, that was delicious. And I'm going, I am fucking starving still.
I've got whenever I leave a fancy restaurant, just know I've been on Uber Eats on the way out and I've got Macca's coming to my house.
Literally. Because you're not full at all.
Fucking starving.
At all.
So me and Fef going through Taormina, we picked this pub. We getting pissed. She was like, oh, this is a real vibe. I'm like, no shit, dude. It's just a normal pub. You people watching all the eclectic fucking
Also
people.
probably lots of locals. Because
all
the locals are just going to, the regular spots. They're not going to the fancy restaurants.
Correct. And then we go to like this we just walk down the street a bit more. We're like, oh, we should get a caricature done. We didn't. But it was like, it's kind of fun. We don't know what we're doing. Went to this
Quirky.
the Taormina pub. Yeah, we're wacky.
Oh, we're getting a caricature.
And then she was like, the next day she was like, that night was so fun. I go, no shit, dude. The more regimented you are on a holiday, the less fun it is.
I love just winging it. Like,
same.
I'm one of those people who, like, even before Bali, I had like a few recommendations, but like I couldn't give a shit if I went to any of those cafes or restaurants. Like, I'd prefer to just be like, right, we're going to this club, we're going here next. Like, just
I couldn't give a fuck about food, dude, as much. Hey, you know how we were speaking about in a previous podcast? We were saying that in Sydney, there's such a population of really fucking good looking birds. Mm-hmm. I've realised that we're fools after
the
going.
Europeans.
Mate, do you want to know why there's so many hot chicks in the place we live in Sydney?
Why?
Because it's an influencer haven. So all these birds want to move into Bondi and do the influencer shit and drink fucking acai bowls and shit.
Yeah, eat them.
And take photos. Yeah, eat them.
Drink them.
And
you could get an acai smoothie.
It's a hot spot.
Yeah.
So we're like, holy dooly, these Australian women are fucking tens. Mate, I was looking at birds working in the fucking baggage claim that would put these influencers to shame. Steph and I were walking around going, dude, the hottest people, blokes and birds, mostly birds, are just doing the most normal jobs.
Those European genes.
Oh, mate.
Phenomenal.
In both senses of the word. Those booties fitting into those apple bottoms. You feeling me?
Oh, right. Apple bottom jeans.
I don't even know what apple bottoms are. It's just I'm influenced by T-Pain and Flow Rider. But like, and I was like, oh, Australia, yes, we do have good looking birds, obviously, and blah, blah, blah. but it's because they're concentrated in one area. These motherfuckers were just walking around like, I saw a bird in the mines with a pick.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, with a pick.
No, you
yeah.
didn't.
She was cracking
No,
rocks
you're
with a
lying.
pick like it was something out of fucking 1832.
No, you're lying.
Like Europe is a different kettle of fish altogether.
Yeah.
Like they're stunners, and they're all just very tan and fucking. Obviously, there's an element of the accent and
The tan does a lot for
the
someone.
tan does a lot.
Do you know, yesterday I went to get a mole check because I've never had one, and you know me, like I'm always in the sun.
Did they confirm that you were indeed a mole? Did they?
Guacamole, molly mole. No, I went and got a mole check. To be honest, this doctor was the friendliest, happiest doctor I've ever encountered, and so was the receptionist. Like, they were just so jolly and cheerful. Like, hello, Louisa. So I was like, okay, this is great vibe. Anyway, he's like inspecting my body with this light thing or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, what's that? That doesn't look good." And I was like, "Oh,
Don't say that out loud, motherfucker."
What?
The doctor, don't tell me that.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Me
not
saying
you.
it now?
No, not you, the doctor.
Yeah, and then I'm like, "Oh, that." Oh, no, that. Sorry, someone put a ciggy out on me when I was 17.
That was one of my dad's punishments.
Someone literally just came up to me one night and just went, and I've still got this little like scar on my chest.
It's like my A. You see the A there?
Yeah.
Is it
Asshole.
Is it on that arm?
Yeah.
That's just like, the smileys when you heat up the lighter and then you
Yeah.
burn. It's like literally an A. My mate Mull did it to me.
My friend's boyfriend, when they were all drunk, got one of the cattle branding
Same.
sticks and went
Yeah.
on his ass.
Yeah, same with Mull. It was fucking huge.
Why
About
do
that big.
boys get drunk and go, "This is a crack up idea. I'm going to get this hot fucking iron and just go doof on your ass"?
Do you want me to tell you why? It's fucking hilarious.
Not hilarious when you wake up in the morning and you can't sit down for 3
not
weeks
for
and you've
him.
got
Not
a
for him.
giant
Infected fucking
ass.
wound. Yeah, correct. Not for him. It's not great.
But for you,
Tremendous. Speaking of jolly motherfuckers, I forgot the Irish are such a special breed of people.
Yeah.
Because I want to say thank you to Dave and Neve for their wedding. It was honestly one of the best weddings I've ever been to. It was such a fun time in our life. Like it was in a small town called Boris, like a little village, in this beautiful old castle called Boris House. A lot of history to the place. It was fucking awesome. And like just going into my first night in Boris, like going into a pub called O'Shea's, which is this tiny little pub, and it just being packed with like all of your best friends.
yeah.
And there's a band playing Irish music, and it was just like, fuck, this is a vibe. But like I was just like, I forgot how friendly the Irish are. Like we walk into customs, we're going through bloody customs or whatever. And the Irish are always so happy to hear that you're about to get pissed. They're so excited for you.
Yeah, they're
Like-
big pissheads.
Fucking hell. They love it. And so we get to customs and he's like, "What's the reason for your visit?" And I'm like, "Oh, fucking Jesus, this guy's a bit gnarly." I said, "Oh, mate, we've got a mate's wedding." "Oh, sure, a wedding. Where's the wedding at?" And I was like, "Oh, it's down at Boris." "All right, beautiful part of the world at Boris." Like, he's like, "Oh, sure, you'll be getting pissed, won't you?" And I'm like, we will be. "Oh, God, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. That sounds like a lot of fun to me." And I'm like, "It will be fun." And the joy in his eyes of us
just
telling him
lit
we're going
up.
to have fun. And I'm like, that's the Border Patrol. Getting back last night into Australia, this motherfucker was looking at me like
They
I was
don't
trafficking
smile.
cocaine. He'd held up the passport and looked at my face and like would squint evilly. Did the same to Steph. And I'm like,
There's something about
Irish are a different breed, mate.
there's something about airports that even if you're not doing anything illegal, you feel like you're doing something illegal.
100%.
Like I'll go through customs being like, "Oh my God, what is in my bag? Like, what are they going to find?" Like,
Dude.
and obviously I've got nothing to hide, and I act so like sketchy. And then when they do that random, like, is it like a bomb?
Yeah, the
or
bomb
whatever,
stuff.
and they
Yeah.
come over and they're like, "We need to like check your bags." I'm like, "Oh my God, this is where I go to prison."
Dude, fully.
Like, I don't have a bomb, but like in my head, I'm like, "This is it for me."
I wig out. I fully wig out. Like to be fair, I'm usually smuggling heroin up my ass, but that's I will usually, not every time.
You can't be joking about that.
What? Trafficking heroin?
You can't,
Why?
because it's just
Sorry, did you say joking about it or doing that?
both.
Well, I'm not joking about it.
Hey, one last thing before we actually properly get into the podcast. Yesterday I went out for brunch in Bondi and this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, bedwetters for life." And I was like, "Yes!" And I I was like, yes.
Oh, great.
Amazing, right?
That is amazing. I know. I love that. That's what we're going to be
anyone
known for.
who's just come into the podcast. We always say bedwetters for life, and it's because Jarch and I both wet the bed till we were about 10, just for context.
Well, 17, 18, 24.
Yesterday.
Correct. I think I pissed the plane.
Oh, I'm going right now.
Same. 25 minutes.
Bedwetters.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap your willy up. Mate, you've got some
chewy on my boot. That's where I put my chewy when I can't find a bin. I was just getting when we were getting our coffee before, there was no bin.
Disgusting.
Well, where the fuck else do I put it? I don't want to throw it on the ground. Steph hates that I do that.
Please tell me you don't pick that up and eat it.
Of course, dude. No, it just stays on my boot. Oh. And then I find a bin and I put it in the bin. It's better than me throw. I hate littering. Is it good? Is it good?
Good God, I've missed Hinge notes. We're back. When we were driving here, I said to you, since you've been away, I have been full-time finding podcast Hinge notes.
Fucking, that's music to my ears.
Like, I have got some rippers, and I also get people sending me them now, which is amazing.
Grouse.
Yeah. So, this one is from a lovely bloke who's wearing a nice suit. I actually think this one was sent in by a listener. Can't remember your name, but appreciate this one a lot. So this bloke has said, "Proof I have musical talent."
I love these ones.
'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Oh.
It's the end note for me. The whoa.
It sounds like he's singing like he's like, you know, those singers in like medieval times. That's what he
He was kind of in tune though. I just think
coming from you, bud.
Mate,
Tone deaf Tanya over there.
Excuse me, we already know that I'm pretty good at musicals.
Yeah, you're not.
And I will always love you.
I've had to take my headphones off.
Okay. Can I just say, from my point of view,
Shocking.
in terms of a singing Hinge note, it's got to be wow. It's got to be the most phenomenal voice you ever heard to be putting it on your Hinge. That's mediocre.
I disagree. That was fucking dog shit. I completely disagree. If you're putting on a really good sing, like a singing, fuck, I'm tired. If you're singing really well on a Hinge note, you're a lemon. It's got to be so shit that it's fucking hilarious. Like if you did a singing Hinge note, that would be hilarious.
People would match me because it's so good.
Hilarious, because it'd be so bad. I've really heard her. This hurts her. This is good to know. Raw nerve sort of stuff. But you know what I mean? If someone's really giving it their all, and there's nothing lamer than someone really giving it their all singing at a party or something.
Do you know the amount of guys I've had on Hinge who reply to my prompt that says, great impressions, pterodactyl impression?
Yeah.
And they're like, I need this as a voice note. We need to put it up as a voice note. And then next week I'll read out all the responses.
Great idea.
Once we finish this, that's what we're doing, okay?
Great idea.
Okay.
Okay, that guy sucked. Let's go.
Oh, he wasn't too bad.
Wasn't great. But he was trying a lot, which made it worse, you know what I mean?
Okay. This guy has said, I'm weirdly attracted to...
my mother. No. I mean, she is very pretty, but it's not. Don't quote me on that. That's not my final answer. That it's would be.
Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good.
I love that he didn't give the follow-up answer, so it's still his mum.
Yeah.
It's good. That's fucking funny. That's great. Was he good looking? Did you match with him?
I actually got that one from the Talk. He is pretty good looking.
Oh, yeah. Funny cunt. I like that one. That was funny.
Yeah, that one was quite humorous.
It was good. My mother. I like that one.
Okay, this one is my best celebrity impression.
Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind. Not a lot of people know that Rove McManus actually voiced Stitch in the Australian version of Lilo and Stitch. But you now you do. Not a lot of people know that, but you do now. It's pretty cool.
What I love there is he's gone in for the impression, which he's pretty good at, but he's also thrown in a rogue fact.
Yeah.
He's lured you in with two things.
Yeah. It was, I've never seen Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. No, hang on.
No, do an impression. Don't do your voice. Do an impression of what you're trying to do.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
That was pretty good, wasn't it, Tops? Don't be laughing back there.
You just gave me the ick.
Sometimes I honestly reckon I'm a walking ick. Today I was walking around the eastern suburbs blowing on my hot coffee, and I was thinking if cars were driving past, they'd be like, this girl's going...
Dude, Steph wigged me out. You know how I've got a fucked up shoulder, it always dislocates. I've got to be real careful with it. So we're jumping off this pier, bloody into the ocean in fucking Taormina, and I dived off initially, and the pressure of it sort of wigged my shoulder, and I go, fuck me. I was like, fuck, my shoulder's fucked. So I had to jump off, like pin drop into the water after that. Couldn't dive, like just jump feet first. And Steph was like, I held my nose as I was going in. She goes, that was a huge ick. And I'm like, what? She's like, you covering your fucking nose as you jump in the water like you soft cunt. She's like,
I
get it.
Me as a little porker 8-year-old.
Yeah.
I was the 8-year-old in the tankini who wore a nose plug and goggles on the Hydra slide.
No.
Yeah. Straight down.
Of course.
And I couldn't do a roly-poly in the water without a nose plug. And I'd come up and be like, oh, Dad, it's gone up my nose. It's gone up my nose.
Imagine like your dad looking at you and be like, that was the fastest sperm. That fucking thing with that nose thing on the goggles going down a fucking water slide was my quickest sperm. Imagine the cunt that was coming 30th. What sort of a fuckwit would have been more than that?
Just imagine me at the top of the slide, nose plug, goggles.
Yes.
Dad,
Mum! Rashy on, yeah.
Watch me. What? Go down.
At 300 kilometres an hour. Sorry, she's not allowed on anymore. She's breaking the sound barrier. You just hear this, whoom, as you go down.
I think a little bit of dribble just came out.
Sorry, she keeps splashing the cars that are driving past on the highway when she hits the fucking pool down the bottom. It's become dangerous.
Oh my good God. Now I'm going to play this one that says his name, but I just think this is so confident from this guy.
Only his front name though, so it doesn't matter.
I was like pissing myself, just like, good on you for just owning it. Good on you, Tobes.
Hey guys, I'm Toby. I get spud because I look like a potato.
And bless his cotton socks, he does look like a potato sometimes.
Show me spud. He does look like a potato.
Got a little potato vibe.
He does.
I honestly loved his profile. He also had a photo where he was wearing budgie smugglers, hanging off a boat, just legs wide.
Love that.
So I can let it rip, Tobes.
You about the dad bod or?
I don't think I matched with him.
Okay. In general.
But in general, I thought you look like a bloody good time, Tobes.
Yeah.
And also same name as my corgi, so.
True.
Green flag for me.
Yeah, it's green light.
You want one more?
Yep.
This is actually a guy matched with me. He gave me his rose, which is you can only give one of those a day.
Yep, I remember that.
So he gave me his rose, and then he messaged me, and he said, he replied to, I said, I won't shut up about the Step Brothers movie. And he said, I'll put my nutsack on your drum kit, which is obviously a quote. Funny.
Yes.
Great. I don't reply to many people, to be honest.
Has he nicknamed your chin his drum set? Crushed it. Bit slow. I am tired.
Wrecked.
I am tired.
You think that's a wrecking?
It was a bit slow.
Go back to bed, mate.
Yeah.
And then I didn't reply, and he goes, reading that back, if you aren't a big fan of Step Brothers, I am in trouble. Didn't reply.
Okay.
Then he messages me on Instagram.
Fuck me swinging.
I didn't reply.
Jesus Christ.
I think I replied being like, ha ha ha, this is going straight on the podcast, actually.
Gotcha.
Then he goes, I'm totally doomed. I'm going to resort to my magpie impersonation as a last attempt at courting.
Oh, God, another fucking bird impersonation.
Do you reckon he said to his mates, hey, she didn't reply 4 times?
Stop it!
I'm going to send her the magpie.
Stop doing fucking bird impressions. They're not impressive. Coming from a
That
woman?
one was kind of low-key
But what?
impressive.
Oh, is it?
But I'm not going to go, you know what? You can take me on a date because you can do a great...
That wasn't bad. It's That is eerily similar to your singing voice. You don't like it. You think you've got a good voice, don't you?
Jarch, when I am driving around the
I know,
eastern suburbs...
I know you bang them out.
On my own, and I've got my playlist called Old School Bangs, and what's its name? James Morrison, Wonderful World comes on. And I know that it's a wonderful world, but I can't feel it right now.
Fuck me. Imagine being in the car with
I
you.
need a stage with one microphone, and there's just a light shining down on me, and there's hundreds and thousands of people in front of me, and everyone's crying because my voice is that good.
You would get a tomato to the face within the first 13 seconds of your performance. I love you. I think you're tone deaf.
It's a dream of mine.
I know.
To sing to a giant crowd and people are weeping because I'm that good.
Yeah, it's a dream of mine to have a 13-inch cock. Guess what, kid? Some things just don't work out.
At least I could get lessons to learn to sing. Your cock's fucked. Wrecked the jet-lagged boy from Europe.
Yeah, I'm too slow today. I've got to be ducking and weaving.
I'll take that. Unst, uppercut.
Yeah, it's good. So, obviously you're a city girl.
Correct.
I'm a country boy.
Mm-hmm. We love mustering. Yeehaw.
Yeah, mustering. What was your mustering again? It was like a paste you put on the sheep's back or
I
something.
thought it was the mould.
The mould
on the back of a sheep.
Yeah, that's right.
You know how they get like crusty? It's always like crusty poos. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, bud.
You got that visual?
Yeah, thanks.
You see that?
Thanks for
Crusty
educating me on fucking sheep. City girl, country boy. I thought there was an interesting a suggestion by one of the listeners for us to tell the listener what you think the average like night out or like a night out is for like a city person via a country person, and the stark contrast of that.
Okay.
So do you want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
Please, you take the road.
One night where it was my mate Harry, he just bought a property, house on it, and it was a bit of a housewarming thing, right? So we've knocked off work, we've all gone to the pub, we're fucking blind, getting fucked up at the pub, like yeehaw, blah, 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 blah. Eventually we were going back to Harry's place to kick on. But at the pub, so this is like, there's a dartboard at the pub. I forgot a lot of this night and remembered it through the photos and videos I'd taken the next day. So I find this video and we've got hands on the dartboard and we're throwing darts at the dartboard.
No, that gives me
Sticking
anxiety.
into hands, yeah.
Did it hit anyone?
Fuck yeah. Me and mother or brother have done it before and like not been able to move our hands properly.
It's like when people do that thing on the table with the knife.
Yeah, 5-finger fillet.
Why would you do that? Same as the branding with the bum. It's not.
It is fun shit to do.
It's inflicting pain on yourself. You need to be.
Yeah, but when you're fucking that blind, you don't even know.
You need to be locked up in a white jacket.
Racist. So
that's what they're called. You dog.
It's called a straight jacket.
Oh,
sorry
close.
to all the white people out there. Luke, we get it. You're Italian. Fucking disgusting.
Go back to bed.
I need to.
Seriously.
So this was like we're all there. We're throwing darts at each other. Blah. Everyone's having a great time. Pissed. Whatever. We're like, let's go back to Harry's and fucking kick on. We go back to Harry's. Get to his house. We're all having a great time. The house is empty because they've just moved in. Anyway, everyone's getting blind. It was like TikTok was just blowing up, so all the boys are posting naked TikToks of themselves, like with their cocks out and shit, and getting banned, and then creating new accounts, getting banned, creating new accounts, getting banned.
As you do on a night in the farms?
Everyone's at like in different spots. There was a moment where there was a heap of us in Harry's car in his garage, his new garage, and we're all fucking pissed. We're just sitting in the car drinking and smoking. They're like, drive the car through the wall, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, and everyone was so fucking blind. I'm like, I'll do it. Get out, get in the front seat. I'm so thankful I didn't do this. But like we're reversing back and then just screaming towards the wall and hitting the brakes just before the wall, blah, 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 blah. A bloke's got, that's another bit. I wake up in the next morning, so we all get fucked up. It's a brilliant night, blah, 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 all fucked up. I wake up in the morning. I slept there overnight, wake up, walk outside. 3 of my mates are sitting there. They've found some of Millie's eye bloody stuff that goes on your eyelashes.
Mascara.
So I walk out. They're in a fire pit. They've got half a kangaroo burning in the fire pit. They've put the mascara around their mouths and around their eyes so they look like ghouls. They're all sitting around there pissed. When I'd fallen asleep, they went hunting, found a kangaroo, got it, came back, were like, let's cook her up. Had like done the most poor job, didn't even skin the fucking thing.
Can you eat kangaroo?
Yeah. But not probably, like it's very wormy meat, so it's like you wouldn't want to. But they've got half this kangaroo just sitting in this fire pit, just cooking, right? Not even like, just hacked into pieces, just cooking into this fucking fire pit. They all look at me. They've got mascara all around their mouth, all around their eyes. They look like ghouls. And like, this is like 6 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck has happened here? And they're like, Jarch, have a beer, mate, have a beer. And I've just called Dad. I'm like, oh, bro, you need to come pick me up. I need to get the fuck out of here. I was working with Gids, one of the blokes that had the kangaroo in the fire pit and the mascara and shit all around his eyes. And we're at work, and for the next few weeks, someone had got like tail paint, where you like essentially it's like spray paint for livestock. So it's like it's a way to mark the livestock. It doesn't mark them permanently, but it's a way to mark them. And someone, when we were in the car, like Harry's house the next day was fucked. The car had spray paint all over it. There was just dicks all over the car.
The new car?
Yeah, his car, right? And Gideon, my mate, for the week afterwards was going, whoever did that's a fucking dog to Harry's car. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, it's just such a dog act, blah, 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 blah. I'm going through my phone a week later and I find a 3-minute video and it's all of us in the car completely fucked and Gids on the outside, clearly blackout, spray painting dicks all over the car. So it was him the whole fucking time.
And he has no memory of it.
No memory of it. He was going like, it's such a dog act. Whoever did that's a fucking dog. And I found it. I was like, kids, it was you.
Did he have to take it to the panel beat and be like, hey, mate, can you just buff this up for me?
You could wash it off.
Oh,
but he was just
God.
saying like but I think pretty hard to do. And he was like, he was going on about it. It was fucking Gids. Like, that's how fucked up we were. So it's like, that though is like that's a pretty normal. That's not a craze. Like, that's just
it's
like
standard in the
throw
farms.
darts in your hands, you get pissed at the pub, you go back to someone's place, find a kangaroo,
Dicks
you
on
kill
the
it,
car.
dicks on the car, put eyeliner all over you, fucking wake up in the morning.
Okay.
So now you run me through what you and your friends would typically do on a...
I mean, it depends what
On a
era
night
you're
out.
going for, Jarch. You know, if it's recently, it would be, a few drinks at a pub.
Okay.
And then perhaps back to a friend's, then maybe a club. And then perhaps kick-ons till 4 a.m.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Right, so you're not going to brutally murder an
Kangaroo.
innocent animal.
No, I can't say that would happen in any of my nights out. If it was back in my university days,
The only thing Lou murders is the dance floor, am I right?
it's Murder on the Dance Floor, Sophie Ellis Beck's. Great song. Great song. Look, I've got many a nights where crazy things have happened, but I mean, it wouldn't be an everyday night. I mean, one of my favourite nights would have to be when I went to a university party in Dunedin, which is where we all went on Castle Street. It was just all these flats and they were all disgusting.
I think Guy Williams did a thing on that.
Yes, and you'd just, like, people would burn couches. You'd burn couches and it was the scarfy way, and people would jump out of roofs onto the couches, and it was just, like, loose. And we had, they had a thing where you'd invite first years to go to the ball with, like, the third years, and I can't remember what it was called, the something ball. Anyway, I went with this random guy and we were all blackout, and they'd have sort of like little rooms where there'd be different kind of things to do in there. And then I somehow have a memory of being face planted on the ground, and then two blokes just like pick me up by my arms, and they're like, "Oh my God, Lou, are you okay?" I've obviously just like toppled, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, "Nah, you're not. My entire front tooth is gone." I've tripped on a bath of alcohol, which could have been so much bath full of alcohol.
It was what it sounded like.
Literally.
I was like, sorry, just explain that again. It was a bath full of grog.
Yes. And so what I've done is I've just face planted, somehow skipped my entire face. It's just got the tip of my tooth, and I've knocked it straight onto the ground.
Fuck.
Face planted, popped up, running around the party with no tooth.
God, of course you fucking
And I was going up to guys going, "Do you think I'm pretty?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm going, "Not out now." No tooth. And the worst part is Franco then, he's not now, but was a dentist. And so I called FaceTime my dad. FaceTime my dad at like 4 a.m. "Dad." And he goes, "Oh, for God's sakes, what have you done?" And I'm just missing a tooth. And my friend Hannah is in the background. She's like, "Don't worry, Franco, we've got the tooth." And she's like got the leftover part.
Fuck.
So yeah.
That is surprising. Just by looking at you, you reckon your forehead had hit first.
Well, that's also because Jarch, I ran across the road and hit my head on the curb when I was 5.
Handy, old man was a dentist though.
Yeah.
Because fuck
Not
that.
handy though, when like I've been at one of my best mates'
So is
beach.
your tooth fake?
Yeah, that one. Veneer.
The whole thing?
Entire thing.
Fucking pisser.
So I would say dicks on the car and missing tooth on par.
I'd say not that similar, but the similar night between you and, say, that country fun night would be the mascara. Both parties wore mascara.
Yes.
That's probably it.
Correct. No kangaroos were murdered
Killed.
in my evening.
Yeah. And hacked up and cooked.
I'd like to come to the farms one day,
I think you'll
though.
enjoy it.
And yeah, I can just imagine me around. This is how I picture it. I imagine me in like a Swazi, you know, those big like swan dry, like striped checkered shirts. That's a New Zealand brand.
A flanny.
Flanny.
Flannelette.
Of course, swan dry in New Zealand. I'm in maybe perhaps some big oversized track pants. I've got my sneakers on, my dirty ones that I don't mind getting muddy.
Okay.
And I've got my hair in like a top knot. I've got a VB in a stubby case, and then there's just a big bonfire.
Such a fucking woman to like
Such a
think
big
about what she'll be
bonfire.
wearing.
And I'm going, yes, to the end, lads. To the end. And then everyone's going, Scarlet Lou. And I'm like, yes. And then I finish my VB and I launch it into the fire, and it's like, pow.
That will
And
happen.
then I've got a marshmallow, and I'm creating s'mores for everyone. I'm going, anyone else want another one? No, I'll have another.
Your old Lou's coming back.
And then, no, don't worry about getting the Weber out, guys. I'll twist the sausages on a stick. And I'm just cooking up sizzlers for everyone.
You'll be escorted off the property.
Okay.
No, we do have some good big bonfires. We can definitely do that.
I'll be there throwing kindling onto it.
Nice, mate. Yeah. If there's one thing a big bonfire needs, it's kindling.
To stoke it is what I mean, Jarch.
When it's roaring.
Yeah, I think that's us done.
That's us.
Oh, it's been fun.
Cheers.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Everyone follow us on TikTok and Instagram at We Mean Well. I've also thought about, DM us if you think this is a good idea, us creating a close friends on Instagram, the podcast page, and putting some rogue stuff, but you've got to know the password to get into it.
Oh, how do you do that?
So they have to DM us the password. So we've got to create the password right now.
My brain can't comprehend this at the moment.
We're going to create a close friends on the at We Mean Well podcast Instagram.
Okay.
And if you want to be in the close friends, you've got to DM us the password.
But you've got to guess it.
No, we'll tell them the password now.
Oh.
So only people who listen to the podcast
okay.
will get
Fuck,
it.
righto.
What do you want the password to be?
Cream pie's 69.
Cream pie's 69 if you want to be in the close friends. You know what to do with that. Pow!
Pow. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening.
I'm sorry I was a jet lagged little bitch.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Still great fucking content.
Not one of our best. Kidding.
Not one of our worst.
Still not over you telling me I can't sing, but that's for another day.
You'll fucking live.
Ciao, ciao.
See ya.